A brand new year of Overwatch is here. Overwatch Season 1 has launched officially for the year of 2026. With this brand new update, we got 5 new heroes added to the game, a bunch of balance changes, sub-role passives, and a bunch of other stuff with the game that also affects ranked and with all the other new heroes being added. So it's time for a brand new tier list. With this brand new season as well, everybody's ranks have also been reset, so you guys have to do placements all over again with the brand new year, just like usual. So there's mainly going to be a really early Overwatch Season 1 ranked tier list. So I'm going to throw the list on screen for you guys right now. We're going to hop into this. There's a lot to talk about. It's going to be a very long video because I'm probably going to be ranking everything from scratch. I'm not going to like do the normal thing where I kind of just move stuff around on the list that changed throughout the patch. So we're starting over from scratch. Leave a like, subscribe, share the video. If you guys are not subscribed, like 80% of you guys that watch these videos are not subscribed for whatever reason, go down below, hit the big subscribe button. Really helps me out and helps the channel out. You guys not miss when I'm live as well. I usually stream over here usually Friday and Saturday nights, along with over on Twitch every once in a while. Link to that down below. Got a bunch of new heroes added to the game. The list should be on screen for you guys. We got the ban tier, which is the stuff that you're going to be wanting to see or wanting to ban every game. At least the stuff I've been seeing banned so far. Keep in mind this is the solo queue tier list as well before I do get like way into this. This is with solo queue in mind, and it is also a very early tier list. So a lot of this stuff is subject to change. There's rumors of like they're going to be doing like a balance patch for all the new heroes here in about a week or two, or they might have already did it when you guys are seeing this video. So keep that in mind. I'll probably end up updating this list to more of like a solid list once people start learning new heroes and like we get some other balance changes for some of the heroes that we did get and that type of thing for mid-season. So keep that in mind. This is a very early list, so if it doesn't look correct to you guys, or if you guys have like way different lists compared to mine, that's probably why. I'm just going based off of what I've played and what I've seen so far. So S tier is the stuff that's really good but not really ban worthy, just some really great stuff. A plus, above average. A is your average stuff. B is kind of below average. There's no F tier on this list because I don't think there's a single hero in the game that's literally unplayable, which is good. And then you got C tier, which is kind of just below average situational stuff. And then D tier, which is probably the worst shit ever that you're not going to really want to begin to play it, but like, I wouldn't say it's technically unplayable. If you really want to play something in that tier, like you can. So, top right into this. We're going to start out with Emry. If somebody also does want to put timestamps down in the comments, if you guys do watch the entire video, I'll pin your comment. So if you guys someone wants to do timestamps. Do not skip to the end of the video either, because I'm going to try to be as thorough and like break everything down in this video. So if you guys go skip to the end of the video, I'm going to go dunk on you in the comments down below, because I'm going to explain literally everything and talk about everything in this video. And if you go to the end of the video and wonder why something is a certain tier or why I didn't explain something when I clearly did, then I'm just going to fucking dunk on you. You're going to make a fool of yourself in the comments. So watch the entire video before you guys go and comment down below. I'm fine with like questions and like stuff that I haven't never talked about in the video being added by you guys and all that type of stuff. But if you guys are gonna, like 90% of the people just skip to the fucking end of the video and then say it's a terrible list when they don't watch a fucking minute of the video and they just skip right to the end. Like, I can't take you guys seriously. Don't even know why even bother then. I have no idea. Start out with Emry. I don't know. Where am I gonna put Emry at? I think I'm going to put Emry at H. I think Emry is the definition of an average DPS. Some people are going to disagree with me on this, but like, I think this guy is literally just an ult bot. Emry is a fucking ult bot right now. He has a really, really good ult, but apart from that, he is mid as fuck. He really is. There's a few things that I'm kind of disappointed with him as well. Like, I originally thought that was going to be like the new age 2026 version of like Soldier 76, going into like the new era of the game and for like a new player type of hero. But I actually think Soldier 76 is on the same level, if not slightly better than Emry really is, because Soldier has a little bit more reliable burst damage. You do have a better ult than Soldier 76 does, but like, if you're playing Emry just to be an ult bot, like, just play something else. And I think that's kind of what he really is right now. His ult is incredibly good, But apart from that, like, you have barely any, like, you have burst damage with your grenades, you do, but it's unreliable damage. It really is. Unlike Soldier 76 or like some of the other stuff that's really similar to him. And then you have the pistol, which another thing he really lacks is mobility. He gets dove really, really easy. The only mobility you do have with Emry is your pistol, which gives you like a little bit of a movement speed boost, and then you get like jump height boost. Apart from that, is on a 10-second cooldown, or like close to 10-second cooldown. You have literally no mobility at all. So even like with Solar 76, like you at least run around the map if you really need to, and kind of dodge and take a lot of different angles. I think the problem with Emry really is like you're gonna try to be holding like one angle and just trying to like force people away from you and not just trying to swap angles constantly. He plays a little bit different than some of the other like similar heroes in the game. You just want to try to keep charging your ult as fast as possible. Pick all the ult perks. He has some perks that buff his ult. One of them is giving you like a 20% movement speed boost during your ult, which is actually incredibly good. I think that's kind of another problem with him as well. Like, his perks are mid as fuck. He has two really good perks, and they both buff his ult, and those are the ones that you're going to really want to be picking a lot of the time, because the best thing about him is his ult. So you're going to be picking the movement speed boost perk, and then like the other one that gives you extra duration and if you land direct hits. So I don't know. I think the main thing about him is like the ult usually, if you can single out like one or two people, it's an ult that guarantees at least like one or two kills every single time, and it charges relatively fast if you're doing consistent damage. So I just wish he would have been a little bit more like, had more options to him, because he kind of reminds me of Burst Mode Victor from Paladins. Some of you guys probably even know what I'm talking about, but Victor and Paladins had like a talent that was Burst Mode, which is like a 3-round burst. Similar to pretty much the exact same type of gun that Emry has. But like Victor, you could also throw grenades, which he has grenades as well. The problem with Emry though is like his burst damage is really unreliable. Like half the time his grenades, they bounce really weird on the map, and they don't seem to really do that much damage. I don't know what it really is. Half the time you'll stick somebody and they don't take damage. I don't know if he's bugged, if there's some type of bug or like something with the environment. If he gets hooked on like a wall or something, it doesn't take damage. I don't know. But like his grenades are good, but like they're just unreliable damage. Ideally, what you want to do with them is like throw them at somebody and like use that as like combo damage to burst somebody down really quick. But a lot of the time, either they don't take damage when you throw it at somebody, it gets hooked on a wall, it bounces really weird, and they don't take the max amount of damage, and it just goes on cooldown. You have two of them that you can throw, which is great, but I don't know. I just feel like if you was able to like charge your grenade up and like cook your grenade to where you can control when it explodes, so you can like cook it and like hold the button down and throw it at like close range, so it would explode like just right in front of you for like burst damage and that type of thing, it would be a lot better. But just having to throw it out and just hope it lands close to somebody, or like doesn't bounce off a wall, or end up getting hooked on something or on a shield or whatever it may be, it's just not reliable enough. I think that's another huge problem with Emry currently. Like a lot of his burst damage that you want to try to combo with, which is his grenades, just isn't reliable. The pistol is also good, but like you're usually just using that for like rotation or like mobility. It does okay damage, but like it's nothing crazy either. I feel like he's just really mid. I'm not going to talk about him very much more because I do think he's going to end up getting buffed. What I would do is I would actually take away some power from his ult. His ult's one of the best like hit scan ults in the game. It's really, really good. Especially like the full on like charged up explosive, like I don't know what is it, like a bomb or whatever it really is that he shoots out. Like you can hold it and charge it and it does a fuck ton of AoE damage. Like that's incredibly good. Or just like hold the button down, just like shoot a bunch of little bombs at people and that type of thing. It's really good. Like that's the best thing about him. But I would take some power away from his ult and give him some more power in his base kit, because it feels like his damage at times also is kind of lacking, and like I don't know, I think he's kind of mid. I don't know what I really say about him, at least from what I've played so far and what I've seen. He gets dove extremely easy. He's really easy to kill a lot of the time as well. Maybe it's because people just aren't that good at him. I don't know. Like I said, it's really early on tier list, so at least early on for this season, I'm gonna have to put him like an A tier. Let me know what you guys think of Emry in the comments down below. But at least that's what I've played and what I've seen with him. Nothing really special. He's really cool. He's a really cool hero, but Nothing really special about him at all. And I think out of all the heroes that we did get with this season, I think Emry is going to be the one that they end up buffing the most, because I think he actually needs to be buffed. He's probably the weakest out of all 5 of them, in my honest opinion. Next we got Dominia. I'm going to do all the new heroes right away because they're the ones I'm probably going to be talking about the most on this list, so keep that in mind as well. Got Dominia. I'm going to put Dominia in an S tier. I think she's fucking incredibly good. I'm actually seeing her banned. I'm going to put her in SS tier for a really early on tier list, because I am seeing her banned in a lot of ranked games. I don't know if it's because people just don't like playing against her, or they don't know how to play against her. And that'll change going forward, but I'm going to put her in SS tier because I do see her ban. I think she is worthy of a ban if you don't want to play against her, because she is really annoying. The one thing I would change with her is I would change her shield cooldown, because it seems like every single time you play against her, she's just a fucking shield bot. Every time you're trying to fight her, she throws a fucking shield in your face. And like 99% of the game, she is always standing behind a shield. Like, I know there's counterplay to it, and like, I thought she was really good at the start, like when she was first at like the first 1 or 2 days. She reminds me of like a hybrid of like Orisa and Zarya, but instead she actually has like ways that you can actually counterplay her. Unlike like Zarya or Orisa, where like half the time you just have to try to play around cooldowns, like they don't have much counterplay that much. A lot of the time, like she does have some counterplay in her kit, like you can break, like she has like window panels and like her like a shield that's really unique that you can just shoot like a certain part of the shield and it'll break open, and like you can hook her and like throw shit through her shield once it starts breaking apart, which I think is kind of cool. Gives her a little bit of counterplay, even though the shield's still really good. That would be like the only thing I would change about her. She has another like poke tank damage or tank hero, kind of similar to Sigma. It's kind of how she really plays. Just kind of like a hybrid of like Orisa and Zarya, in my honest opinion. That's kind of how I feel about her, but I don't know. I haven't played her like an incredible amount, but I've been seeing her play it a lot, and I do think she's incredibly good. I do think they need to nerf her shield in some way, whether they make it easier to break, or they nerf the cooldown by like 1 or 2 seconds so it's not as spammable. I don't know. Her ult's also really good. I think once people start getting a lot better at her ult's mainly meant to be like a thing you throw on somebody to prevent somebody from using their ult, which I think a lot of people haven't really found out yet. But the people that have, like, it is incredibly good. Like, there's been a few games where like there's been a Dominia either on my team or the enemy team, and like somebody either goes for like a high noon or like a tactical visor, or like some of those damaging type of ults. You throw a Dominia ult on them and you pretty much block them from doing damage, and it locks them out of their ults. So it pretty much shuts down like certain other ults on enemy teams or that type of thing. Which it's kind of more of like a counter ult. I think that's kind of the way you really need to use it. It's meant to get value to shut down crucial ults on the enemy team. Not many people are really playing her that way yet, though, because I think they don't really realize that's how it works. But the very few people that are realizing that, taking huge advantage of it, I think that's incredibly good. She makes her really good. Like I said, this list is really early on, but I'm going to put her SS tier. Some people I know are probably going to disagree with that in the comments down below, but I've been seeing her banned. I think she's incredibly good. She can be annoying at times as well, but I don't think she's as annoying as like a Orisa or like a Zarya or some of the other tanks. I think she has counterplay and she can be balanced. What do we got? We got Mizuki. I'm not sure if it's Mizuki or Mizuka. If I'm gonna be real with you guys, I think out of all the 5 heroes that we got added with Season 1, the one that I've been playing the least is Mizuki. I just find him really boring. I don't know about you guys. I know a lot of people love him. Like, he has a really cool design and everything. I just find him really fucking boring to play. I think he's good. I'll put him like an A+ tier. I think he is really good. And once people start learning how to play him even better, I'd maybe move him even a little bit higher. His healing is really good. And like, he does really solid damage numbers, which I think the 2 main things that he really does incredibly well. Really good damage and really good healing numbers. I think the worst thing about him is probably his ult. His ult's mainly just there as like a counter ult, like projectiles, and like a lot of people still don't really know how it works. It charges pretty fast, but it only lasts like 2 or 3 seconds and then it's gone. So like, if you don't get value out of it, you kind of just throw it out and just hope you get value out of it a lot of time to block like some projectiles or like an ability or 2 from the enemy team, or like buy yourself a little bit of time to like heal people on your team while it's out and blocking stuff. But I feel like his ult's kind of the worst thing about him, but I don't. Like I said, I haven't really played him that much. From what I've seen though, he does, and like the very little I have played him, like he does really solid damage numbers, and he does really good healing. I think once people start getting even better at him, you maybe see him a little bit more. I can move him up a little bit more on this list, but I probably throw him like A+ tier, at least really early on for this season. I know I'm gonna have some people shitting on me in the comments. Oh, why do you think Mizuki's? Why do you think he's an A+ tier? He's so good. I roll lobbies with him. Blah blah. Like if just because you do doesn't mean I put him like higher on this list. I don't know. He kind of reminds me like a Brig too. Like he plays a little bit like Brig, but he has like mid to long range damage, and like you don't have to be like melee range to do a lot of your damage. He's kind of like a plays really similar to Brig, and he's just a kind of a better version of Brig in my honest opinion. It's kind of how he plays. Instead, he actually has like medium to long range damage, and like Brig only has like her whip shot to like hit stuff past like medium range. Otherwise, you got to be in somebody's face to do a lot of your damage. So, I don't know. What else we have? We have Jetpack Cat. I'm just gonna call Jetpack Cat JC because it's kind of a long name. This is another one. I've been playing Jetpack Cat like a decent amount, and I've been seeing it a lot in my games. I think it's one of the most popular out of the new heroes, probably the most popular one actually. I'm not gonna put it in S tier. I think I'm gonna put it in like, I don't know, especially for solo queuing. Like I'll put it in like A tier. I think Jetpack Cat for solo queue ranked is an A tier. It does really good damage. Like the cat does good damage, but like I think the problem right now is like people are just too focused on trying to get like huge plays with Jetpack Cat, and like they're kind of neglecting their team and like forcing them to have like pretty much one support, because if you're flying around and trying to carry people around and trying to get like crazy top plays with like other people on your team the entire time and trying to go for like highlight reel TikTok clips, which you're not going to do, by the way. Quit throwing games for a fucking TikTok clip that you're never going to get. Like you're just pretty much throwing. I think that's what a lot of people are doing right now. Once people realize that like being able to pull people around and like use that to your advantage with like certain abilities and like certain things in the game, it's one of those things that you need to like coordinate and know when to do. You just can't be doing it like the entire match, because if you do that the entire game, you're gonna end up losing. You're gonna get fucking rolled because your team's not gonna have enough healing. That's gonna be the main problem. I don't know. I also think it kind of goes against a lot of the fundamentals of the game. Like one thing I would change with Jetpack Cat is if it's carrying somebody and like pulling somebody in the air, it should move a lot slower. It moves way too fast. It goes against a lot of the fundamentals of the game. Like how the fuck am I supposed to check a fucking Bastion with like a fucking Mercy hooked onto it, flying in the fucking air by hanging onto a Jetpack Cat flying through the fucking air and just fucking running down the middle of the map? Like, how the fuck am I supposed to check that type of shit? Like, a lot of the stuff Jetpack Cat wants to do, and the stuff it does, especially with, like, being able to carry, like, players, and, like, there's certain abilities, like Bob, for example, or, like, Diva Bomb, are two really good examples. Like, if you're able to, like, take that shit and throw it around a corner, like, it goes through, like, a lot of the fundamental principles of the game, and kind of goes against the basic principles of the game with, like, a lot of shit that the cat wants to do. Like, there's just not much counterplay to some of that stuff. Like, I think they need to tone back the fucking being able to carry people and, like, throw shit around and, like, whatever it is, like, the other abilities. Pretty much that type of stuff. Make it so it moves way slower through the air, so there's a lot more counterplay. And, like, make it so it takes more of your resource if you try to use acceleration when you're carrying somebody. I don't know. They gotta change something with it, because I don't know how many times I've gotten, like, fucking killed by a fucking Diva Bomb or like a Bob, that the enemy team throws a fucking Bob down, and then the Jetpack Cat will go over and fucking carry the Bob around the corner, and like it'll go and fucking kill my entire team because we thought it was on the other side, and we go behind a wall, and it gets fucking pulled around the wall, and everybody gets fucking killed by it. How are you supposed to counterplay that type of shit? I don't know. There needs to be more counterplay to Jetpack Cat. I think that's the main problem. The good thing is, though, in solo queue, you're not going to really be running into Jetpack Cats that are doing that much shit with, like, at least the grapple and, like, pulling people around. That's kind of the problem in solo queue. I think Jetpack Cat in high tier ranks at least if this was like a duo or like a non-solo queue list, I'd put the cat like way higher, because if you're like in a duo or like a trio or even like a 5-stack, whatever it may be, and in a coordinated team, you can get way more value out of this hero than you are in solo queue. Kind of similar to like how Mercy plays. There's a few other heroes that kind of work the same way, that get a lot more value if you're playing in like a coordinated squad and not just solo queuing. A lot of the times, like the random fucking losers on your ranked teams, if you're solo queuing, like they can barely play the character that they're playing already. Like they aren't gonna fucking sit there and like coordinate with you like to fucking drop a high noon and get carried across the fucking map and then drop a fucking 5k like entire team wipe with a high noon and get that fucking top play. Like that shit is not happening that very much in like your solo queue games. Don't get me wrong, it'll happen like once in a great while. You'll get somebody that actually is in solo queue and wants to coordinate with you, whether it's on the voice chat or like just knows kind of what to do and what you're trying to do. But at least as of right now, very rarely that you're gonna be getting like fucking like incredible like amounts of value out of the Jetpack Cat. Mainly you're just gonna be there trying to pull people like to high ground and stuff on your team that doesn't have mobility to like high ground or different parts of the map. That's mainly what you're gonna be doing. I don't know. I don't really know what else to really say about JC, because I don't know, from what I've played, like it's one of the most fun heroes in the game, but at the same time, there's times where JC is just really fucking annoying to play against. I don't know how they would really balance JC, because like I said, it's way better in like a coordinated team and like solo queue play. For like your average players, like I don't think JC is really above like average at best most of the time. Does really good healing, like the cat does really good healing, like really solid damage and that type of thing, and has pretty good survivability if you know what you're doing. Like you're a really small target that moves pretty fast around the map, so you do have decent survivability and you can dodge a lot of stuff. And like if you know what you're doing, they like you can play her really well. Or I keep saying her. I don't know if the cat, play the cat really well. You can get a lot of value out of it, but I don't know. A lot of people that love Jetpack Cat, and it's one of like the most popular new heroes for season 1, which is great. I love that, and I love that people love it, love the cat a lot. So I don't know. There's gonna be some people that are saying that, oh no, it's not really that, you're wrong, whatever, blah blah blah. But at least from what I've seen so far, for solo queue, especially in ranked, I'd probably put the cat at average, at least really early on. I might change it down the line, I'm not sure, but at least as of right now, I think she at least just average. What do we got next? Anran, y'all. Anran kind of got buff nerfed for this season. They buffed the damage on the secondary fire for it, which I think is her dancing blaze or whatever. It's pretty much her secondary fire, which she throws out the fire in front of her with her fans. I don't know. I kind of want to put Anran in S tier, but at the same time, there's some people that still don't know how to play her. I think she'll eventually be S tier for sure. She has all the tools to be an S tier hero, but I'm going to put her like A+ tier. I think Anran, at least early on right now, I think she's a really good A+ tier. She plays really similar to like a Genji or like a Reaper or a Tracer. So a lot of people that play Genji or like some of those similar heroes already can kind of flex onto her and do really well. I've seen some really good Anrans, but I've seen a fuck ton that are just fucking terrible. One of the main things they also did to her balance-wise, they removed her cleanse. So now I think it's on her I think it's her dancing blaze or whatever, the immunity ability that hits multiple people. It's like on like I think it's like a 10 or 11 second cooldown, whatever it is. I forgot the name of the fucking ability. You guys gotta bear with me. I don't know every single name of the new hero's abilities so far, apart from like Emry, but because I haven't really played some of these. I haven't played like an incredible amount. I've played them, but I haven't played like a super ton. Especially Anran, just mainly because Anran doesn't really fit my playstyle. I've tried playing her. I've played her a decent amount, but I'm just going based off of what I played and what I've seen mainly. So at least early on, I probably put like A+ tier. I don't know what they'd really do with her going forward, at least balance-wise. I don't think she really even needed to be buffed going into Season 1. I really didn't. She was perfect during the hero play test this past weekend. She was one of the most balanced heroes we've had in a long time during a hero play test. So I don't know. I don't know why they really buffed her damage, and they also got rid of her cleanse, so now she can't like cleanse opposing like burn damage or nade or whatever it may be. So She's a little bit worse. She got kind of buff nerfed. I think she's one of those heroes that is going to take a lot more like people just learning how to play her to make her good, similar to like Vendetta, and there's a few other more recent heroes that aren't really that good on release, but like once people start getting really good at them, then they can just roll lobbies or like carry games. It's kind of what Anran kind of falls into. Apart from all the other drama surrounding Anran, which I don't really want to talk about in this video, but all you guys need to know is hashtag fuck Freya in the comments down below. She is a fucking virtue signaling woke piece of shit bitch. Do not fucking change the design of Anran. That's all I care about. Keep her the way she is. I do not want her being changed. I can tell you guys right now, if they change the design for Anran, that will fucking kill the hero. Nobody will want to play her afterwards. Because the people that do play her right now, they love her because of the way she currently looks. If they go and fucking change her design, there ain't gonna be anybody who wants to play this fucking hero, and it'll be a flop. That's all I want to say. Fuck Freya. I could probably make like an entire 30-minute video talking about her too. I fucking hate her. What else we have? What else we have? We have Vendetta. I'm putting Vendetta in SS tier. Vendetta is one of the best DPS in the entire game. She just does literally everything. Her damage numbers are crazy. They tried to like buff nerf her where they changed her health and her shield numbers around, or her armor numbers around for this season. She's still fucking incredibly good. She is one of the best damage heroes we've gotten in like recent memory, and they've tried to nerf her like 2 or 3 times already, and she just doesn't, like, the nerfs just don't do anything. She is so fucking brain dead. She does literally everything. Her damage numbers are incredible. Her ult is fucking crazy. Like, she's literally, like, she's everything you want. Everything you want out of a DPS. If you're playing like a dive DPS right now, you're going to be wanting to play Vendetta for sure. She's banned in a lot of your games, and if she gets through and there's like a half decent Vendetta player on the enemy team, you're in for a really fucking rough, annoying time. Believe me, I've been there. I've had to go against it. That's why I'm speaking from experience. What else we got? Bastion. I think Bastion's actually really solid. I kind of want to put Bastion in S tier because there are games where he is banned. Like, if he's not banned, you usually see him in, like, the majority of your lobbies because he's such a fucking brain-dead hero. I don't know. I'll put him in S tier. It's probably the highest I've ever put Bastion, but, like, especially for the end of Season 20, like towards the middle to end of Season 20, like, there's been Bastion bans, especially during the competitive drives this past season. And, like, I've been seeing Bastion banned for Season 1, 2, and if he doesn't get banned, like, I don't know if he's really worth a ban. He's mainly only ban worthy if you really don't like playing against him, or if you're trying to play like a certain tank that just hates playing against Bastion. Like, if he's not banned though, like 90% of your lobbies, there's going to be a Bastion on at least like one team at some point in the game. He's just so fucking easy to play, and like a lot of the, like, your mid-tier lobbies, which is kind of what this list is for, like you're from like high tier silver all the way up to like mid to high tier plat, low tier diamond. Like, in a lot of your mid tier lobbies, you just fucking run down mid with Bastion, like, just fucking roll everybody. Such a brain dead, like, pub stomper, fucking, like, instant value, like, 0 skill hero. I don't know. I hate playing against him, but at the same time, I don't think he's, like, fucking broken. He's just really annoying at times. There's some games where he's so fucking annoying, like, he just kills everything. And then there's some times where, like, he doesn't really do that much. He needs, like, a mercy pocket to actually, like, do anything. I don't know. Kind of hit or miss some of the time, but a lot of your games he does pub stomp, and I do see him being banned. He is ban worthy if you don't like playing against him, or if you don't want to play a tank into him that gets fucking shredded by Bastion. So he is ban worthy in certain cases, especially on console. We got McCree, y'all. The rolling health ball is what they call McCree now, y'all. They gave McCree a brand new perk, major perk, to where now every time. He has pretty much what he has now is he has the sub-roll passive, to where if you land headshots, you get a cooldown reduction on your movement ability. He's in that sub-roll class, which I think it's sharpshooter. I'm not 100% sure on the name of it though. I think that's what it is. And he got a brand new tier 2 perk now, to where if you use dodge roll, if depending on how many bullets you reload into your magazine, which for your gun I think it's 5 or 6. you get 15 health every time you dodge roll. So if you go down to 0 and you reload your entire gun, you're getting about 125 health back. So you can pretty much win like a bunch of 1v1s, just fucking emptying your clip on somebody, dodge rolling, throwing a grenade at somebody, and just fucking either mag dumping into them with fan the hammer, or just fucking shooting at them again. You get like half your health bar back, and you usually win those 1v1s because you get all your health back, and the enemy person you're going against or whoever is in a 1v1, unless they get healed, they ain't getting their health back, and you just win based off of that. So the new name for McCree is the Rolling Health Ball. That's what he is this season. The Rolling Health Ball McCree. Pick the fucking Deadeye tier 1 perk and just go right into the fucking the Rolling Health Ball perk, and you'll be golden, y'all. Gives him so much survivability, and especially if you can land headshots, you're gonna have so many fucking dodge rolls. You'll be dodge rolling like every fucking 3 seconds if you're landing headshots. It is crazy how fucking good he is. I don't know why they buffed McCree and why they decided to give him a fucking talent that is based around his dodge roll when he's also in the sub perk category of getting his movement cooldowns refreshed on headshots. It makes no fucking sense. What else we got? We got D.Va. D.Va got a bit of a nerf. I'm still putting her in ban-worthy tier. I don't know if D.Va is as good as she was in season 20, because the problem with D.Va now, that at least that I've been seeing, is at least she got her health a little bit nerfed in 5v5 and 6v6. I think she got like 100 health removed from her, which helps make her a lot less squishy, or a lot more squishy and easier to kill. But the thing I've kind of been seeing with her, why she's not as good as season 20, is because of the global damage passive. So now, instead of just the damage heroes like getting 20% anti-heal on their weapons, everybody has it. So she does have a shield, which is the defense matrix and stuff, but like that's on a cooldown. It only protects her from the front and that type of stuff. If she's getting shot from like everybody, if she's getting actively healed, she's going to be getting a lot less health back, which is kind of the case from some of these other tanks, which I'll be talking about as well. It's a lot more difficult to keep her fully topped off and keep her healthy when everybody's shooting at her and she's a pretty huge target. So you gotta kind of pick and choose your fights a lot more compared to season 20. That's the only change I really see with D.Va this season, though. I still think she's a ban. I don't know. I've been banning her a lot of my games. She's just so fucking annoying to play against. Still really, really good. But I think the only change is that you kind of have to pick your fights and play her a little bit more cautious and a little bit more safe at times this season, because of the global damage passives on everybody. Everybody has it this season, and she also got her health nerfed a little bit, so not as good as season 20, but I think she's still ban worthy. I don't know, I've been seeing her ban, I've been banning her. She's still really, really good. Genji, y'all. I think Genji's solid. I think Genji's really solid. I don't know if I'll put him like an S tier. Part of me wants to put him in S tier, but like at the same time, I don't know if I really should. I think I'll just keep him like A+ tier. I don't know. Some people are going to argue putting Genji in S tier, but I'm not going to talk about him very much because nothing with him's really changed at all compared to like season 20, at least from what I've been seeing and all that type of stuff. Hanzo got a new I don't know if it's tier 1 or tier 2 perk where you can freeze people with arrows or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what exactly it is, but I don't know. He's really annoying. I think Hanzo's really fucking annoying. I think the only issue with him is if you don't have like your arrow barrage or whatever it is. I forgot what the exact name is, but like the fucking spam arrow, the arrow volley, like ready for someone if they dive you. Like you just get dive kind of easily. You kind of get shit on by a lot of stuff that's kind of running around and able to dive you pretty easily. There's a Vendetta fucking eats you alive. Like there's a good Anran just fucking destroys you. There's a few other things that just shit all over you. So there are some times where he does get dove really easily, but if you know what you're doing, like every shot you throw out, every fucking arrow lands a headshot, and if you can get like a fucking one shot from your spawn on somebody every single time, you're getting instant value. I think he's still really annoying. I really do. I think they should get rid of the fucking one tap headshot bullshit. It's so annoying. What else we have? Junk. I think Junk's fucking C tier. Really, really, really fucking bad. I wouldn't say he's unplayable. Like, if you're decent at him, and like he has some maps that he's okay on, but I don't think there's really any reason to play Junkrat right now at all. He just gets dove by literally everything, and I feel like his damage is just really lacking. Unless you're picking him into like a certain tank, if you're playing like 5v5, like I don't know. There's certain tanks he's good into, like you can play him into Dominia and like he's good at like breaking her shield really fast, which is one thing he does. Or like there's a few other tanks like Mauga and some other shit that is a really easy target you can kind of shit damage on, which is good for him. But apart from like a few maps and like if you want to run him like on a specific team, I don't think there's really any reason to play Junkrat currently. He just gets dove by literally everything, and like I just feel like he just doesn't do anything. A lot of these other damage heroes just do way better than him, or no reason to really choose him or play him over some of this other stuff. Lucio, I don't even know where I'm gonna put Lucio on this, y'all. I don't know. I put Lucio like A tier. I don't know. I haven't really seen much. I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. I've not seen much Lucio at all this season, at least so far. I think that's mainly because everybody's trying to play the new supports, at least early on. But I don't know. If you actually heal with Lucio, I think he's like average. I don't know. If you're somebody just sits and plays speed boost and never heals your fucking team, I'd put him at like D tier because you're just throwing your games. Do not be a fucking Lucio and go into ranked and just play speed boost and then play flank 1v5 the enemy team's backline all game and feed free kills. You're throwing, you're gonna get fucking banned and reported. What else we have? We have Mei. I haven't seen much Mei either. I think the problem with Mei right now, and the reason why you're not seeing her very much, and kind of why she's struggling at least a little bit, I'll put her like B tier. I know I kind of want to put her B tier, but I feel like B tier is too low for Mei. She's still kind of annoying at times. I think the reason why you don't see her as much is because there's a lot of stuff that kind of dives her, and like if you want to actually get value out of her, you have to play alongside your tank or alongside somebody, because otherwise you just eat too much damage before you're able to really do anything. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta wall people off and like get value out of your cooldowns, because if you don't and you don't know what you're doing, you just get fucking blown up, and that's the problem. So like especially in your solo queue lobbies, if you have like random losers on your team that don't want to play a team game, like you're trying to play Mei, like if you're a god at her and you know what you're doing, you can maybe get away with it, but you're better off playing a lot of the other DPS. I'm not gonna put her any lower than an A tier though, because she still is, like I feel like putting her in B tiers kind of weird, because I think she still can be really good compared to some of the other stuff I'll probably be putting in lower tiers. Mercy, I think Mercy's really good. I put Mercy A+ tier. If this was like a tier list that wasn't non-solo queue and like a coordinated squad, like duo and above tier list, and you're playing in ranked with like a duo or more, like I'd probably put her higher on this list. But for solo queue ranked, I put her like A+. Because there are games where it'll be paired with like literal losers on your team. You'll have nobody that takes advantage of your blue beam, and like no matter how much you pocket certain people on your team, they just don't do anything. She's a support that really relies on her team to actually do stuff, no matter how fucking good you are. How many clutch reses and all that type of shit you need, you get off. Like I don't know. What else? The only thing Mercy really needs to is rework. When we get a Mercy rework, the world will be healed, y'all. That will never fucking happen, though. All the Mercy players are gonna sit and bitch and complain about us having a second mythic skin and it not being good enough. That's what we're gonna get instead. And before I have all the fucking crybaby fucking piece of shit 0 IQ Mercy players, whiner entitled brats go into the comments and start fucking trying to flame me in the comments. Just try it. I actually do not care. Pharah, I don't know. I think the problem with Pharah is the problem is they added Emry to this as a brand new hero, and there's a few other things too that just fucking destroy her. Like if you don't know what you're doing with Pharah, like I'm actually probably put her like B tier. I don't think she's that good. There's too many fucking good hit scans, and like McCree is absolutely fucking busted. Like you're okay into Bastion, but like he's like a walking free kill for you, but like at the same time he just fucking melts you if he just has free line of sight on you. So you gotta try to get one shot off on him and like land one direct rocket on him before he sees you. Otherwise you just get shredded out of the sky instantly. So even versus shit like Bastion, you don't really win 1v1s or get free kills against a lot of the time. I don't know. And like Emry is also pretty good into her. I just think there's too much shit that just fucking wrecks her currently. That's the main problem. Even with the extra perk, they gave her a new perk, which I don't think is good at all. It gives you like 2 mini rockets. I think every time you use your either your thruster or like your booster ability or something. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's terrible. They gave her a new terrible perk. It's bad. It's really bad. Reaper got nerfed. I'm gonna put Reaper in like A tier because he still pub stomps. He still pub stomps like your mid tier lobbies for sure. But like they nerfed him to where with Shadow Step no longer cleanses, which is a huge nerf to him. Plus the global anti-healing passive is no longer exclusive to the DPS, so your lifesteal passive gets a lot less value. So you're not healing yourself nearly as much, especially if you're taking damage, which you're going to be if you're trying to 1v1 and kill people. So you're not getting nearly the amount of health back, and you also can't cleanse yourself with Shadow Step anymore. So I don't. I want to put him lower than A tier, but at the same time, he still pub stomps a lot of your like mid tier lobbies, so I can't really put him lower than A tier. But he did get nerfed pretty hard by like two things this season. Ryan, I think Ryan's okay. I'll put Ryan in A plus tier. I'm not going to talk about Ryan very much because like nothing with him's really changed at all. Hog, I think, is pretty bad. I don't know. The thing I've been struggling with Hog this season is it feels like you die too fucking quick. And I think the main problem with that is the global DPS passive, and like if you're taking damage, like whether you're trying to heal yourself or you have people healing you, you're not getting nearly the amount of healing you were for like season 20 because you're taking 20% less healing if you're getting shot at with the passive that everybody has now. So not only other DPS have it, everybody has it. So even if like the supports are trying to shoot at you and you're taking damage from like supports, you're still, and you can't heal through that if your supports are trying to heal you or if you're trying to heal yourself. It feels like you just die way easier, and that's the main thing I've felt with Hog this season. Like I can maybe move him up on this list a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like unless you're like an absolute god, I'm almost a level 300 Hog player. Like I land like 95. I have like a 95% hook rate and all that type of shit. Like I'm fucking cracked at Hog, and like I feel like he's just mid as fuck this season. Especially if they try to like counter pick you. Like good luck playing Hog into a Reese, or even like Malga you can play into, because Malga also has like the problem that you have where he doesn't take as much healing or that type of thing with the global DPS passive. So you're a little bit more even to like a Malga matchup. But like there's also some other shit that like if they just try to counter pick you, like you kind of just really struggle with. And like if you don't switch, you kind of just lose unless you're really good at them. You can kind of outplay your counters, which I'm good enough to do a lot of the time. They got to actually be really good at like if they try to counter pick me, but for your average Hog player, you're not going to be doing very good this season, if I'm being real with you guys. Even though he got buffed, they buffed his tier 2 pooled perk up to, I think it was 250, not up to 300 health for pulling somebody in. I don't know. I just don't think it's that good. Needs some help though. I think they buffed Take a Breather too. They gave it like an extra duration or something. I don't know what exactly it was. I forgot off the top of my head, but whatever the buffs they gave him, it wasn't really enough to where it counteracts the global DPS passive now. He just feels like he dies too fast. Like if you don't know what you're doing, he just falls over and he doesn't do anything. Or he just gets counter picked into oblivion, and you just sit there wondering why I'm playing this fucking game of counter swap Overwatch, and the enemy tank player thinks they're so fucking good because they swapped Orisa. That's usually how it goes. If Orisa doesn't get banned. What else do we have? Soldier. I'm going to put Soldier right beside Emry because I think they're both kind of on an even playing field right now. It's just whatever one you want to play, y'all. Whatever hit scan you want to play out of these two, you can pick whatever one, and they're both kind of the same. They both have drawbacks and positives that are unique to both of them. Nothing really changed at all. I think by far the perks for Soldier 76 though are fucking really boring. Really boring perks. Symmetra, more of a situational pick. There are games where you'll see her banned on like some good maps, or if you're like you don't want to play against her because she can be kind of annoying. But in a lot of your solo queue games, like she just doesn't do much unless you actually know what you're doing, or if like she's a really good player. But a lot of your solo queue lobbies, she just doesn't get as much value. Torb got a new tier 1 perk, which is somehow worse than the previous Overload perk. I don't know. I think he's a lot worse this season. I think he's kind of a sleeper pick, but I'll put him at like A tier. I don't know. I just don't think he's as good as he was last season because they gave him a new perk to where like you get Overload as active when you're using Molten Core, but like the perk he had before that, which completely reloaded your gun if you used Overload, was just a million times better, and it's actually a worse perk for him. You just don't get as much value out of it. You only get value out of it when you're ulting, and that's the... It's not even that much of the game. That's only when you ult. The other one, you'd get like you get value out of it the entire time, because you always using overload. I actually might move him lower. I'll move him to B tier. I actually think A tier is too high for him. I'll move him down to B tier. I think that's a little bit too high for Torb. Tracer, I think they buffed her damage to, I think it's 5.75 now, and they gave her a few buffs to her perks. I don't know, part of me wants to put her in A tier, but I feel like you're better off just playing some of these other heroes. It comes down to how good of a Tracer player you really are. If you're good at her, I'd put her higher on this list. If you're just like average at her, I'd put her like A tier. I wouldn't say she's bad. I think she's a little bit better than she was this last season. It just comes down to the type of player you are. If you're really good at her, by all means, play her. Got Widow. They gave her whoever gave Widow the new perk that they gave her a new perk this season that gives her a 125% charge on her sniper rifle and allows it to fucking pierce enemies. Whoever gave her the new perk, I don't know what it's exactly called, but that's pretty much what it does. They need to be fucking fired. Pretty much what this does, y'all, is Widow now can two-shot tanks with headshots. With a headshot and a 125% charge on her sniper rifle with the tier 2 perk that she got this season, you are doing, I think it's 375 damage for a headshot. And that two-shots every fucking tank in the entire game. Who thought that was balanced, and who thought that was something that should have went through? And if you're not a tank, no matter what you are, everything else in the game gets fucking one-shotted by Widow. And not only that, if there's somebody standing behind you, they also get pierced. So that you can get double the damage if you're shooting people that are grouped up, or standing in like a line, or happen to go in the line of sight of somebody that gets shot. Like you're doing even more damage. Fire the person that thought it was a good idea to give a fucking like a tier 2 perk to Widowmaker. That was the dumbest fucking shit ever. Really stupid. Like on her good maps, I've been seeing Widow banned every fucking game. Like on her good maps. Every map that Widowmaker is good, she's been getting banned. I'm putting her in S tier because I've been seeing her getting banned like every game. Any map that Widowmaker is at least somewhat good on, she's been getting banned. And this is even like your mid tiers of ranked. Usually you don't see Widow getting banned as much in your mid tiers. This goes to show you how fucking broken that perk is by itself. Once you get that tier 2 perk online. Absolutely fucking crazy. You don't even need to be that good at her. Like, even if you don't land headshots, with 125% charge, I think it's like 200, it's over 270 damage or something crazy. I forgot how much it is without a headshot, but you're still like one-shotting a lot of stuff, even with like a body shot pretty much. It's crazy. Even if you're not that good at Widowmaker, as long as you're landing consistent shots, even that or even not even headshots, you're just getting so much value out of her. It just dumbed her down even more. One of the worst balance changes out of Season 1, for sure. The new Tier 2 Widowmaker perk. What else do we have? Winston. I think Winston's a lot better this season, but I just don't see anybody play the guy. Like, I'll put him in A tier, because I think he's a lot better, and they gave him a new perk to where he gets... Whoever, as many people you're shooting with your Tesla cannon, like, you get... Depending on how many you're shooting, you get 10% movement speed per person that you're doing damage to. So, like, you can actually move really fast if you're consistently shooting more than one person. And, like, you're a lot more difficult to hit, especially in, like, bubble fights and that type of stuff. But I just don't see anybody play the guy. The guy got fucking traded, like, everybody betrayed the guy and went to Talon. And not only that, nobody wants to fucking play him. Poor Winston. Poor Winston. That doesn't really make him bad, but like I said, I haven't really seen anybody trying to play him. Zarya, I think, is still S tier, for sure. What they did with her is they tried to give her like more of a power shift. They reduced her overall damage, but then they also gave her a perk to where she's able to charge her energy off of shields. So if you're going against like a really shield heavy comp, or like a Reinhardt, or like something that has a shield on the enemy team for a tank or whatever it may be, pretty much what you do is you just try to pick that perk, charge your energy off their shields every single time that they have a shield up, and just use that energy and just try to roll their backline or whoever else that isn't the tank, and just try to go run past the tank and just kill whoever else you can. That's kind of how you play her. It just kind of changed how she got played, even though she does a little bit less damage overall until she gets that perk online. She's still doing more damage than she did, because you're going to have more energy overall throughout the match. They just kind of changed how she played. They didn't really nerf her or change her at all. She's still fucking brain dead. I think out of 90% of your lobbies, you're going to be seeing Zarya banned in rank, especially in your lower to mid tiers. For your middle tiers of play. She's a ban in like a lot of your lobbies. You're going to be seeing her banned. If she gets through, just play her. She's brain dead as fuck. Really annoying. I'm with Zen at B tier. I think Zen is, the damage orb is fucking busted. It really is. The problem with Zen right now is everybody just fucking dunks on this guy. They kick this guy in the fucking chin every time they see him, and he falls over and dies so fucking easily. Every time I see a Zen, like, they just fucking go, like, they go, like, 1 in 20 or 1 in 10, they just die so fucking much. Like, the amount of value you get out of Discord Orb does not, like, counteract the amount of times you're fucking dead, because if you're dead, you ain't getting any damage or damage boost out of the fucking Discord Orb for you or your team. So, like, just, if you see a Zen, just fucking dive on the guy. Like, he's just so fucking diveable. That's the problem with him right now. They also introduced a bunch of new heroes that kind of just shit on him. Dominia shits on him. Anran for sure just fucking shits on you. Even Mizuki is really good into you. Like, there's a bunch of new heroes that they added that just fucking shit all over you. That's the problem with him. I can't put him much more lower than B tier, though, because the Discord Orb is fucking busted, but the problem with him is he just lacks survivability. Like, you see his Zen on the enemy team, you just fucking dive the guy the entire game. As long as he's dead, you don't have to worry about the damage orb, because he can't do it in spawn. Can't throw it at you in spawn. Ana's really good. Ana is fucking great. The two things that make Ana good, I don't think she's actually a ban tier, but she's by far one of the best supports in the game. She indirectly got buffed because a lot of the stuff, there's for some reason Anran, Reaper, there's one or two other things that lost the ability to cleanse effects from them, whether it's burns, nades. I think it was Kiriko was the other one with her Swift Step. No longer cleanses, so that by default gives Ana a lot more value, because those are heroes that would normally cleanse nano, or like the not nano, the nade off of them, the anti-healing nade. No longer is able to cleanse that type of stuff. So by default, you're better into a lot of heroes because there's less cleanses in the game. There's less ways to get rid of your anti-nade. So not only that, I think also with the nano boost, she's a part of, I think it's the tactician support perk, sub perk class. So you actually get like an extra 25% ultimate charge on top of a fully charged ult. So you actually have a way more nano boost, which is really nice for her. It feels really good to use and really good to play. Really good for nanos, just farming nanos this season. And that being that also that everybody's taking so much more damage with the global damage passive, you're charging nano boosts fucking crazy amount of times. There are some games where I've had like close to like 6-7 nano boosts in like a 10-20 minute game, 15-minute game. Like, it's crazy how much you're able to charge nano boost now, especially with the new like tactician sub roll perk. Even if you don't use it right away, you can just charge extra charge and build up for our next one right away, which is really nice. Definitely a W. I think Ana, out of all the supports for this season, is one of the ones that actually like indirectly kind of won with like the sub category perks, and like just because a lot of other shit lost their ability to cleanse, which just makes her better by default. Sombra. I'm going to put Sombra in an S tier. Like, I don't think Sombra is worth a ban, but you're going to be seeing her banned in a lot of your games. I've played her, and I've been playing against her, and I think she's actually really solid. I've been seeing Sombra doing still really well. I don't know. Like I said, you're going to be seeing her banned in a lot of your games just because she's really annoying to play against. And, like, if you're solo queuing, you're probably going to end up having your team farmed by Sombra, so do you want that chance to happen, like where the enemy teams pick Sombra and just fucking farms everybody on your team because they don't know how to play against her? Usually you just end up wanting to ban her so you don't have to deal with that type of shit. I don't think she's really worth a ban, honestly, unless you really want to ban her because she's annoying. But I do think she's really good. I'd probably even move her down to like A+ tier. I don't know if she's really like S tier worthy, but I think A+ tier is more of a solid place for her. But you will be seeing her banned a lot of your times just because she's so annoying. Orisa's incredibly good. I don't know if Orisa's really a ban. Orisa, at least for me, is a ban every game because I'm playing Hog, and if I'm playing tank, I'm playing Hog like every match. So like I'm by default banning Orisa, but if you're playing like other tanks, and depends on what you play, like just in general, I don't think she's a ban. But you're gonna be seeing her ban depending on what you want to play, and she's also a ban if you just don't like playing against her. She's so annoying. I hate Orisa. I fucking hate her. Such a fucking annoying tank to play against. I hate her. Incredibly good. Really, really, really good. Doom. I think Doom's bad. I'm gonna put Doom in C tier. I don't think he's that good. He just falls over and dies. Every time I've seen a Doom this season, whether it's in ranked or even just playing like quick player like any of my matches, the guy just fucking falls over and dies because he can't get in heals. Like the problem with Doom is he's one of the worst fucking recipients of the global damage passive. It feels like the guy just never has enough heals. He just never has any health. He's almost always dead. He just takes too much fucking damage and he just can't recover fast enough no matter how much heals he gets. I don't know. I just feel like he's terrible. I don't think he's that good. Unless you're a crazy Doom player, maybe you can make him work, but from what I've seen, I think he's really bad this season. We got Moira. I think Moira's really solid. I'll probably even put Moira in like S tier. I kind of want to put her in S tier, but I think A plus tier is a more fair place to put her. I'm not going to talk about her very much because we're getting pretty far into this video already, and we got a lot of shit I want to talk about, so we're going to start zooming through some of this stuff. Wrecking Ball, I'm going to put in at like B tier. In more of your coordinated, if you're like non-solo queue play, I think he's a lot better. But unless you're like a Wrecking Ball one trick, you're just going to get fucking rolled a lot of your games. You're just better off playing any other tank. And like I hate having a Wrecking Ball on my team a lot of the time as well because you pretty much have no tank. They're rolling around doing God knows what half the time, and you're forced to have your DPS or the supports play tank and cap the point or push the cart instead of the tank. Your entire team just gets fucking dove and they get taken advantage of because they have no tank. Brig's terrible, by far the worst hero in the entire game. I'm not going to talk about her very much, but even with the addition of Mizuki, I think Mizuki's just a better Brig in my honest opinion because they kind of both played pretty similar, at least from what I've played. I don't know what they need to do with Brig, but gosh, she's fucking terrible. And before somebody goes in the comments, I'm top 500, bro. Brig is one of the best supports in top 500 or champion tier ranked. What are you smoking, bud? Just because Brig is good in your 1% of play, where the 1% of players are in your top 500 or champion tier lobbies, does not make Brig good in the rest of your tiers of play. She's fucking terrible in solo queue, and especially in your middle tiers of ranked. I don't think I've seen a one Brig this season at all. I have not seen one fucking Brig in any of my games, whether it's ranked or even like quick play casuals. I have not seen one fucking person play Brig this entire season so far. And like I said, I've played like well over 100, close to 200 games. Like quick play and ranked combined so far this season. Ashe is really good. I don't know if I'm going to put Ashe in S tier. I'm going to put Ashe at like... I kind of want to put her in S tier because her burn also gets a lot more value because there's less cleanses in the game. A lot of stuff that would cleanse the burn, like Anran, Reaper, and Kiri, aren't they can't do it as well, so or they can't do it at all. So I don't know. I'm gonna put her in S tier. Some people are gonna argue about that, but I'll put her there. Especially on cons, I think she's really good. Baptiste got buffed. I'm gonna put him at like A plus tier because I think he has really good heals and like really good damage, but I think his ult is still pretty bad. You're pretty much playing a support that is lucky to get value out of an ult a lot of the time. Sigma got nerfed. I still think Sigma's really good. I still think Sigma's like an S tier. Even with the nerfs they gave him, I think he's still really, really good. Pretty much one of those tanks that if you don't know what to play Sigma, and like no matter what map, he's good on like every single map. Echo's going into B tier, kind of the same situation as Pharah. I just don't think she's that good right now. Sojourn's S tier. Nothing with her has changed at all. If anything, she's just as good as Season 20. Shocker, I know. That's a shocker to everybody. Junker Queen's another one that's really suffering. I think Junker Queen's another one that's really suffering from the global damage passive. It feels like no matter how much fucking healing you give this fucking woman, she does not do anything. Like, she just falls over and dies a lot of the time. Like, you need to constantly be killing stuff, and if you're not, and they're trying to, like, stall you out, and they just outstall you, you just fucking fall over and die a lot of the time. They play around your shout, and once you don't have your shout, you just get shredded by literally everything, and it's so difficult to keep her fully sustained, especially as a support. I don't know what they need to do. Like, I don't think that anything's really changed with her apart from, like, the global damage passive. That's the kind of thing that's kind of, like, a lot of these tanks together kind of seeing a theme here. Like, a lot of the tanks that either have their own, like, self-healing, or that have, like, no shield and rely on, like, being actively healed by their supports while they're doing stuff. they just don't do as well with this because everybody's fucking shooting them and they take way less healing. They're getting a lot less value and a lot less survivability this season. I think Kiri right now is one of those supports that is a must-have. I think Kiri and Ana are the two that I'm putting S tier, at least so far. She got nerfed. They nerfed Kiri, so now to where like they nerfed her cleanse perk, which I think gives less movement speed or whatever. I think it was like a cooldown reduction. They got rid of that and they just gave it some more movement speed for a tier 2 on her protection Suzu. And then they also got rid of it to where Swift Step no longer cleanses, so she no longer has a self cleanse unless she uses protection Suzu on herself. But I still think she's so good. There is so much shit in the game right now that you need a cleanse for. Like, I think by far, even when they nerfed her, like, there's a lot less abilities in the game that do cleanse. And, like, Anran's being played a lot, Ashe, Mauga has a burn effect, Ana, Nade. Like, there's just so much shit in the game right now that you want to have a cleanse for. And, like, Kiriko just is, like, a no-brainer in a lot of your matches. Especially with a lot of these tanks that, like, are constantly being hindered by, like, burn damage or, like, CC and like crowd control effects. There's also a bunch of other like crowd control, especially like Mizuki Restrain. There's a few other like crowd control things that are in the game with some of these newer heroes that the cleanse gets rid of, which you kind of just really need. I think she's kind of a must pick in a lot of your games. I'm still seeing a bunch of Kiriko. I think she's still really, really good. They also buffed her healing a little bit, so it's faster, I think, so she throws it out a lot faster. I don't know exactly what it was, but even though they nerfed her, I still think she's like a must pick in a lot of your games. What else we have? We have Ramattra. I think Ramatra's really good. I'm not going to talk about it very much, but I think he's really, really good. I'm putting Ramattra in S tier for sure. Really, really good. Not much with him's changed since last season. Lifeweaver got some perk changes. I'm going to put Lifeweaver at like A+ tier. Even with all the perk changes they gave him, y'all, the problem now is you still do a fuck ton of healing, but everybody else has the global damage passive. So even no matter how much fucking healing you do, you're overall doing less if you're actively healing somebody that's taking damage. So it doesn't really matter that much, if I'm being real with you guys. It kind of feels, if not worse than Season 20 to play, just mainly because of the global damage passive. It just feels like you can't keep people fully sustained no matter how much fucking healing you do anyways. The tree is a lot better. They buffed the tree too, but even with the perk changes, like I feel like he's just kind of the same as Season 20. He's really good. Like he does a fuck ton of heals and he's really survivable. But apart from that, like just pick some other support if you don't really want to play him. I call him the babysitter support because like you can kind of babysit the losers in a lot of your solo queue games by like pulling them out of danger with the grasp and a few other things. But apart from that, like there's a lot of other support options that I think are better than him or you can justify playing over him currently. Even Mercy, I think, is on the same level of him, even like solo queue lobbies. If you're like me, I don't want to fucking play Mercy. I never play Mercy. I refuse to touch her for obvious reasons because I fucking hate Mercy, but there's a bunch of other stuff you can play over him. Got Illari. I think Illari by far probably the second worst support in the game. I don't know. I can probably put Illari like... I kind of want to put Illari at B tier right beside Zen, but I think Damage Orb overall is just such a broken ability. Like, I'll put Illari at C tier. She's struggling. She got heavily nerfed for Season 1, and, like, I don't know why they nerfed her, because she wasn't really even doing that good for Season 20. They buffed her damage a little bit for Season 20, and, like, even then she wasn't crazy good. I don't know why they nerfed her. Like, I don't see any reason playing Illari over a lot of these other supports. I really don't. And especially with the global damage passive, like, you're getting a lot less healing from your totem. And, like, you can't do as much healing now because her tier 2 perk has a 10-second internal cooldown for some fucking stupid reason. Fucking killed her. That's the main thing that killed her. They need to, like, revert some of the nerfs they gave her or do something, because Illari feels like absolute fucking shit to play. Which is a shame because she's such a cool support. What else we got, y'all? We're getting towards the end. I know it was a long-ass video. I apologize, everybody. There's a lot to talk about. Mauga. I'm going to put Mauga at, like... I don't know. I think Mauga's actually kind of suffering this season. Kind of similar to some of these other tanks, but I think he's better than some of these other tanks down in C tier. I'll put him at like A tier. I do think he can still do really well. And, like, especially if you have a team built around him, he still is really brain dead. He's one of those tanks that just doesn't really take much skill to play either. Like, you kind of just play him and you get value out of him a lot of the time. Like, it forces the enemy team to either counter swap or like switch to something to kind of check you a lot of the time. And if they don't, you kind of just roll them. So, especially in a lot of your solo queue, like mid-tier lobbies, mid-tier ranks, I think Mauga's still really, really good. I don't think he's really worth a ban anymore, though, because he is really hindered by the global DPS passive being for everybody now, so he is taking a lot more healing. It feels like the guy just never, like, no matter how much fucking healing you give to the guy, he's always dead a lot of the time, so you gotta play behind cover and play different angles at times, but I don't know. I think he's better than some of these other tanks. Even still, just with how easy he is to play. Got Venture. I think Venture's okay. I think they nerfed her too much throughout Season 20. They nerfed her at the start of Season 20, and I think they nerfed her again through, like, mid-Season 20. They gave her another small nerf to her Drill Bash to where it has, like a less of, like, a hitbox or something. I forgot what exactly was, but I think she's average. If you're really good at her like me, she's like the main damage I play, I'd probably put her higher on this list, but I think she's A tier. I think one of the main things she does have going for her still is that she can go underground, and she still has her own cleanse, which a lot of the heroes got removed. Stuff like Anran and like Reaper and a few of the other ones got their self cleanses removed with some of their abilities. She still has that. She can go underground and cleanse herself from like burn damage or other stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm not gonna move her any higher. I'm not gonna talk about her very much on this, for at least for this season, because not much with her's really changed. The main thing Venture really needed as well was new or updated perks, and she never got any of that either, so she still has really boring mid as fuck perks. That's kind of another thing that's kind of holding her back. Juno I think is really good. I'm putting Juno at S tier. I think Juno's another, by far, probably top 3 supports in the game right now are Ana, Kiri, and Juno. By far. These are the best supports you're going to be seeing in a lot of your games, and the ones that you're going to be seeing most of the time. Apart from like the start of the game, I know a lot of these other new supports like JC and like Mizuki and some of these other supports that are newer that were added to the game. At least at the start of Season 1, you're going to see a lot of those early on, but I think as the season plays out, once people get tired of playing some of the newer supports that were added, they go back to playing what they normally play, and you see a lot less of them. We're going to be going back to Juno, Kiri, and Ana, at least for this season. Those are going to be the top 3 supports you're going to be seeing in a lot of your games. Hazard, I think Hazard's pretty bad. I'm putting Hazard A tier. Same boat as Mauga, pretty much. I'm not going to talk about him very much. Pretty much 90% of the explanation I talked about for Mauga just apply it to Hazard. Apart from like being brain dead easy to play, like you kind of have to know what you're doing at least a little bit with Hazard, but again, one of those tanks that kind of suffers from the global DPS passive because he's just really easy to kill a lot of the time. If you don't know what you're doing, you just fall over and die, it seems. Freyja, where would I put Freyja on this? I'm gonna be real with you guys. I haven't seen much Freyja being played. I don't know where to put her on here. Like I said, it's a really early on tier list, so I'm gonna kind of just go make an educated guess and kind of just put her in like A+ tier. I haven't seen her played very much, and from what I've seen so far, I haven't really seen that much, so I can't really put in like an accurate representation of where she really would be. I'm just gonna put her A+ tier as of right now. We'll see how it goes. I'll update it for mid-season if once stuff starts shaking out, like once we get like more of a solid meta and like stuff starts shifting to where it should be, and we kind of see what people are playing and what's being good, and especially after some of the balance changes we're probably going to get here in like a week or two to some of the newer heroes and a few other things. Got Wu Yang. I'll put Wu Yang like A+ tier. I think Wu Yang's really good, really solid, but the main thing he has going for him is like if you're really good with his damage and just flinging the water orbs around walls, like the amount of damage the guy does is just fucking crazy. He also has really good survivability, so like if you know what you're doing on Wu Yang, he's still really good. They kind of power shifted his healing to where the passive healing is a little bit less, but like the chain healing that you do with your staff is a little bit more, so it kind of just evens out. Didn't really do much to him balance wise. He's pretty much the same as Season 20. Still does a shit ton of damage, so I don't know why they don't nerf his damage. How you can fucking chuck a water orb around the wall and fucking like almost 2-shot the majority of the heroes in the game without even being in line of sight of somebody is fucking crazy. I don't know how that's balanced or how that has not been changed yet. Take advantage of it while it lasts, y'all. That is the entire list, everybody. That is the entire list. Keep in mind, this is a mid-tier ranks solo queue tier list. Keep that in mind. From like high tier silver all the way up to like high tier plat, low tier diamond, in that range. And this is also a list for really early on. Everything here is probably going to end up changing towards the mid-season list. This is this really early tier list. So if stuff looks a little bit out of the ordinary, or if like there's stuff that you guys are probably questioning where it really is or should be on this list, it'll probably end up changing towards mid-season, or once, like I said, we're probably going to be getting some balance changes for some of the newer heroes that didn't have a playtest. So Mizuki, Emry, and like all these other newer heroes, JC and the other new tank, Dominia. Like all these new heroes are going to get some type of balance changes. At least that's the rumor right now. I don't know when that's going to be, like a week or two from now. It might have already happened when you guys are seeing this video. I don't know. But at least when we're recording this, we haven't had anything yet, so we'll find out. There's also supposed to be some other like perk changes. They're going to change some of the other perks that they added. That some of the newer perks are going to be getting adjusted and stuff. So this is all subject to change. Keep that in mind. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If there's something I forgot to talk about or forgot to add, let me know in the comments as well. Let me know if you guys want a mid-season updated tier list as well for mid-season, about like 3-4 weeks from now once we get the mid-season patch. So keep in mind. That way we can do it again. It'll be more of like a fleshed out, like more accurate list than this probably is, because like I said, this is just really early on. And I'm going based off like the first like 3 to 5 days of the season, and everybody also is still having their ranks reset, so everybody's still in like being paired with like people that aren't in their rank, or like the ranks are pretty fucking bad, at least matchmaking wise from what I've played. Some are absolutely fucking atrocious, actually. Ranks been fucking terrible the majority of the games I've had, but once people start getting back to their normal ranks or start getting out of their placements and back into actual ranks, I think this list will also start changing a lot more depending on what we see played and what's being banned and all that type of stuff. So if you've also dropped to the end of the video and you just skip to the end of the video, and you're going to go into the comments down below and you're about to type a comment and asking why so-and-so hero is in the tier list, is in the tier that it is, or you're going to go into the comments and say, yeah, bro is in bronze tier and doesn't know how to play ranked, or this is a tier list for noobs, or like whatever it may be. Whatever stupid, snarky fucking comment, I know somebody's going to go in the comments and leave after they go and skip to the end of the video and look at the list. I'm going to stop you right now before you leave that comment. Think before you leave the comment, because otherwise I'm going to fucking dunk on you and shit on you in the comments down below. And I'm going to have a really good laugh like I do every tier list at some of the fucking comments I get on some of these videos. That how fucking idiotic and stupid people are because they don't watch the entire video, or they ask about stuff that I clearly explain in the video, or a bunch of other stuff. And hey, if you guys don't like the tier list, I'm sure there's a bunch of other people that are big content creators and streamers that play Marvel Rivals 99% of their time, and they jumped ship back to Overwatch for clout and views. I'm sure they're making Overwatch tier lists. Granted, they probably don't play the game, or if they've been barely playing the game the last like fucking 2 to 3 seasons. But if you think one of their tier lists is better than mine, then so be it. Even though they probably don't play the game, and they're Marvel Rivals ball swingers that just jump ship to Overwatch for the fucking clout and views like they usually do. Like 90% of the fucking big Overwatch and like Marvel Rivals streamers seem to do. They both just jump ship non-stop. One day they'll be shitting on Marvel Rivals, and the next day they'll be back on Overwatch shitting on Marvel Rivals and saying Overwatch is the best thing created since sliced bread. Sure, bud. You just want that free extra easy money, and you want that extra clout on stuff that is getting the views and the popularity. Whatever. That's an entirely different video. Apart from that, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, share the video. Really helps out the channel. I'm also raising money for a new PC, so if you guys want to support the channel even more so monetarily, you guys can leave a super chat / super thanks down below. All the money I raise from like the content this year is going towards a new PC, so if you guys want to help out even more so, that's always an option. If not, just keep on watching the videos. That works as well. My PC is like going on 8 years old, y'all. It's showing its age, and it's on its last leg. So I think this is probably gonna be like the last year I actually get out of this PC. It's not doing very good. There's a lot of problems it's starting to have. So I don't want to have to my PC fucking die on me and then not be able to make videos or stream for you guys. That'll be like the last thing I want. So I'm kind of taking my priorities and kind of running and see how it goes. So apart from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the future one. If you guys missed my Season 20 tier list, I'll leave that on screen for you guys right now. You guys can go check that out as well for Season 20 and a bunch of other stuff. I also do stream over here usually Friday and Saturday nights, and then sometimes over on Twitch, usually around 9, 8 AST. So if you guys want to catch me while I'm live, subscribe. Peace out, everybody.